What's up, everybody? MrITryHard here. No nasty intro today because we have a serious topic on hand we need to discuss. But first and foremost, I have one thing I do want to say before we do this thing. I got an email today from kingoftheweb.com. If you guys don't know what they do, is they have like a bi-monthly election kind of thing where people, they nominate themselves and they go for King of the Web, and they get votes. People vote for them or vote for anybody else, and the winner gets a little bit of money and pride of being King of the Web. And they sent me a message. They were like, MrITryHard, you and your Bono army need to run for King of the Web. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. This is maybe I don't know. So I tweeted about it, and people were like, "Yeah, do it, try hard. The Bono army is strong." And I know the Bono army is to be feared. This thing is fucking legit. Like, you guys are fucking everywhere. You guys are always there. Like, I remember when we started spamming some people on Twitter, we were getting like thousands of messages, and you guys are always there to support me. So if you guys want me to run for King of the Web, and maybe we can have some fun in the process, let me know by hitting that jizz my motherfucking pants button, which is a like button if you guys are new here, and yeah, we'll have fun with that. Who knows? Election starts tomorrow, I think, so March 1st. Anyways, only topic, friends. Alright, now this can sound like a really stupid topic, right? But I have a very different view of what a friend is, and I'm going to try to explain to you guys today in this video. First off, I want you to right now, think about how many friends you think you have. And you know what? Like, you just probably go by the number of friends you have on Facebook, right? Because that's what Facebook is supposed to be for, right? Friends on Facebook. Most people have in the hundreds. People have a little bit less. Whatever. It's got to be at least 50, 60, 75. I know some people with like 1,000 friends on Facebook. All right. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, I haven't spoken to some of these people in forever, blah, blah, blah. All right. Fair enough. You can take a few off the top. It doesn't really matter. But, because see, my deal is, I only have like a handful, like 3 or 4 friends. These people who I love, who I will do anything for. These people, and like, every time I explain it to somebody, they always think I'm weird and shit. And I want to try to explain it to you guys right now. So, anyways, alright, so take all your friends right now, and take off the top anybody who has never done anything for you. And that's probably going to be the majority, right? So you're just going to keep the ones who have done something for you at some point in time, right? And that can be anything, right? They helped you out with something. They did something out of the goodness of their heart. They cheered you up when you were down, whatever, all that stuff. So you're probably going to be left with what, like the 10% elite of your friends, right? This 10% is like your closest people in your life. These are like the most important friends. Take away like family and loved ones, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, and stuff like that. Like that just doesn't fucking count right now. We're talking about friends here. Friends, fucking friends. Now, okay, so now you're left with your 10% of friends, right? Now what you need to do is you need to think about who did something for you when they actually had to give something up in return. And I'm going to give you guys an example. I still have a friend, who I've known since birth, basically. Both my mom and his mom were like really, really close friends back before they had us. Turns out I am exactly 1 month older than he is. We've lived on the same street forever. He just recently moved about 2 minutes away from me. I am the godfather to his child now. I was the best man to his wedding. He is my bro. He is a guy I would die for. Now, that guy, when I was 16 years old, me and my parents and I, didn't really get along all that much. This fucking 16-year-old version of me was being kind of a dick, and my parents were getting mad at me and all that stuff, and you know how it is, right? We've all been there. Now, this guy, what he did was he housed me for about, I think it was 7 to 10 days. Like, this guy took me into his house with his parents. Like, seriously, I lived there for a week. I went to school, I did all my stuff. I just lived down the fucking street, and I would just call my parents every night saying, hey, I'm staying over at my bro's house. And they're like, okay. And I didn't, because I didn't want to go back home not to get yelled at and screamed at, because I'm not a fan of confrontation, and I just really did not want that at that point, so I was like avoiding it as best as possible. And sometimes if you avoid it long enough, it just goes away. So that's what I was trying to do, and he helped me out. They fucking fed me, they kept me there, they did everything. Like, I was a 16-year-old, teenage guy. Like, there's not much I can accomplish at that age. So they basically took care of me like a fucking baby for a week. And that took away a lot from him. Like that dude gave away a lot of his privacy, a lot of his time, out of the goodness of his heart, because he knew that she was going down. Now, in return, what I did for him was one night, I think I was 18 years old. This is a few years later. He had broken up with his high school sweetheart, his high school sweetheart had dumped him, all right? This was a big deal because he had been going out with her for like 3 or 4 years. It was his first serious relationship. She was supposed to be the one. Turns out, like, fast forward right now, they're actually back together, and married and have a kid. But at that point, you know, they had broken up. And he calls me at like midnight, and on a fucking weekday. And at that time, like, I was still working with my parents, and I had to wake up at like 5 a.m. every morning. And calling me at midnight is a big no-no. Like, you don't fucking wake me up. I'm fucking sleeping, trying to work in the morning. And he calls me up. He wakes me up, and obviously I know it's important. He tells me the whole story, what's going on. He's like, my girlfriend just dumped me. You know, I want to do something. And I'm like, all right. So I get out of my bed. I get dressed. I wake up my dad because I'm still living with my parents. I'm like 17 or maybe 18 years old, and I tell him I'm not gonna be in tonight. I'm not gonna be in for work tomorrow. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, my bro needs help. All this stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, cool. So I grab my car. I literally drive just down the street, like fucking 4 houses away, parked there. His ex-girlfriend is still in the fucking driveway packing her shit. It's midnight on a fucking like Tuesday or something, and he's crying, obviously. She's crying, obviously. I tell her to fuck off because that's what I do. I don't care who was right or wrong. That's my bro. You don't fuck with my bro, so she can just go fuck herself at that point. Turns out now we're friends, doesn't matter, but like still at that point she can just go fuck herself. He flicked her the bird, and we went and had beers until like 3 in the morning and just got like pissed drunk and just talked about anything and everything. If you want to talk about the relationship, we did. Moved on, talk about whatever, games, anything, like just fucking whatever it was. We just sat there and talked. And I gave him, like, cause like legitly I spent the entire night up just fucking talking to him and just doing whatever. Did not go to work the next day. I just couldn't do it. I was just way too tired. I gave up a day's worth of salary. I gave up, 24 hours of non-sleep. I felt like shit, but I had accomplished something, and I gave him that. And I know that he would do the exact same for me in return. That guy is a motherfucking friend. That dude's a bro. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I'm friends with this person, friends with that person, and try to understand this. When you, like, the primary role of a friend is to help you out when you're down. I mean, anybody can be your friend when you're happy, when everything's going good, when your life is great. But when you need help, you'll realize that most people just brush that shit off. They'll just go ahead and be like, oh, tap on the shoulder. It'll be okay, dude. Just brush it off. They don't give a flying fuck about your problems. They really don't. They act like they do, and because it's the right thing to say. But to be honest, they don't give a shit. You know what? I've started to live a life where I'm just like, you know what? I don't give a shit just like anybody else, but I'm just going to go ahead and fucking say it. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You can just go fuck yourself. You don't care about my feelings. I don't care about yours. I'm fine. That doesn't mean that I tell everybody to fuck off. It just basically means that, I'll be respectful. I'll be nice. If I meet somebody new, it's like, hey, what's up? How you doing? But aside from that, you're not a friend. I'm sorry. And I know this is harsh, right? But if you think about it, like, think about anybody who's actually been there for you and given up something for you. That's the big one. Giving up something for you. Think about that. Who has done that for you? MrITryHard.